somebody that will help me upload it to YouTube and Spotify. And I've had a couple people help me, but they do it remotely, and I learn better in person, so it's been kind of
Right.
hard to learn it.
Yeah.
So we're live, and I couldn't find you on Facebook to tag you. So would you mind going to my Facebook wall and finding it and sharing it from there?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't
Hi,
see it.
everybody.
I don't see it on yet.
I'm making sure that, here we go. I have to click public.
Oh.
Now it's public.
And then Facebook is always a little bit behind live.
Yes. See if I can find you here.
I sent you a friend request because I know that makes it easier.
It does.
I didn't realize we weren't already friends.
I didn't either. Goes to show what I know. I don't see your friend request.
Really?
Here, let me look. Here it is. Did I accept you?
Well, let's see. I don't see anything yet. Is there 2 of you? There's only one.
Oh, there's like 5 of me or 6 of me. Let me go try to find you now.
Am I on the wrong page?
Probably. Let's see here. I have so many of them.
I think I'm on the wrong one. This is just what people like, though, is to see 2 older women befuddled by technology.
Totally.
They love that.
Here we go. I just accepted your friend request, Cheri Hardman.
Oh, there, I see that. Okay.
Yeah, you're getting to see a rare treat. 2 ladies of a certain age, we won't say old, who are trying to be hip, woke, and dope.
But I don't see your live, this thing.
Okay, let me go check. Last I checked, I was live. So let me share it.
It says we're live, but I don't see it.
You should be seeing it. I'm going to send it to you by messenger. That probably really won't help. I found it on Facebook Live that we're live for 2 minutes and 26 seconds. And Donna Marie Fiella is watching.
Okay.
Somebody came on and decided to leave. We got one and we lost one.
They'll be back. Okay. If I can see it now.
Can you see it now?
No.
No. Let me try. I tagged you. Okay. Edit privacy. What the heck? Oh. How?
So you can see yourself. So why am I not seeing it? Do you have?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so let me. So you can see yourself. So why am I not seeing it? I don't know.
Let me put it on another page and tag you again now that we're friends. I bet you'll see it this time.
I hope so.
This is crazy. I hate Facebook and technology so much.
Well, right when you think you got it figured out, then the next time something doesn't go right, and then it's like, what?
I know.
There was like, I think 2 or 3 times I did my show and it was set to only me.
Yes. I hate that.
That should not be the default.
No. Do you see it yet?
No, and I've got nothing from you.
I've got people that are clicking like to it. Donna Marie is liking the video. She sees it.
Where is it that I can't see it?
Because we're friends.
I do not know.
It's so weird.
I know. I see the page where I see where you did the promo for it.
You
I
try
don't
it
see
again. You try editing you. It switched it back to private. So now see if you see it.
Okay. Not yet, but like I said, if it just switched, let me. Like I said, if it just. I don't get it. But I'm just worried if I can't see it, who else can't see it?
Well, we already got Donna is on there seeing it and she clicked like. And I've got you tagged in it. And it says we're live on here.
Oh well.
We've been live for 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Let me try sharing it one more time.
Okay, now I see it. Now I
Oh,
see
you do?
it. I do. Let me share it on my own page.
Thank God.
There we go. We're in business now. I don't know what the deal was, but
we did it. We did it under 7 minutes. Oh my
I think
God.
my phone was just too slow at updating for some weird reason.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm telling you what, it doesn't matter what we go through. We're going to have a blast. People have been saying all day, this is going to be a fun interview. Now, don't be surprised, Cheri, if people come on afterwards. My crowd likes to come on after and watch.
That's fine. I know how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah. So in case you're out there, like I know Donna Marie Fiala, she watches everything. Anybody that comes in, welcome to Comic Spot. Tonight we have a wonderful guest who I adore, and her name is Cheri Hardman out of the Seattle area. And I'm going to read you the intro that she sent me. Lord, I'm telling you, you do not want me to memorize anything. You do not want that problem. I'm going to just read it to you. And then we'll get to the interview of Cheri Hardman.
All right.
Here we go. When Cheri Hardman is not performing in the Seattle area, she can be found finagling senior citizen discounts at local restaurants. Love her already. Her body sassy style keeps audiences laughing about her experience as a plus-size menopausal babe. She is the 2019 winner of Tacoma Comedy Club's The Comedy Voice and the Spokane Valley Comedy Competition. See why you don't want me memorizing? She has performed in Seattle at the International Comedy Competition, Burbank Comedy Competition, and the Las Vegas Burlesque Festival. You can catch her showing Heavy Petting on her show, Heavy Petting with Cheri Hardman on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and on your favorite podcast service. Holy Toledo. I can't wait to get to know her here. Welcome to the stage, Cheri Hardman. Hi, Cheri. Woo!
Hi. I'm glad we're here. We got it together.
Oh my gosh. So you're out of the Seattle area. I raised my daughter in Renton.
Oh, yeah. I'm in Federal Way, technically, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, I used to sell the Valley Daily newspaper outside of grocery stores.
Oh.
You probably walked right past me.
Ah, that's cool. That where'd you say at the Renton?
Renton High School. So
Oh,
just north and east of Federal Way, I think it is.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you've done comedy in Seattle and Tacoma and Spokane and Burbank and holy
and
Toledo.
Las Vegas too.
Yes, Las Vegas.
Mhm.
What's your favorite place to do comedy in Las Vegas, or some of your favorite spots?
Well, so far in Vegas, I've only done like one show and some open mics. My very first open mic ever was on the Vegas Strip, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I've done Steve's Rick's Rollin' Barbecue. I've done that show. That was fun.
Isn't that fun?
And yeah, Vegas is my favorite place. So I come back and forth. I do the open mics whenever I'm there. That's my idea of a vacation. That's what kind of a weirdo I am. But hey, it's fun to me.
Yes.
Mhm.
We have a good group of comics out here.
You do, and everybody is so nice and welcoming,
They are.
So yeah, it's good. It's fun.
Yes. So if you're in the Tacoma, Seattle area, I have a Portland comic that's done the circuit in Seattle and Tacoma, Debbie Wooten Williams.
Yeah, we love Debbie's headlining my show that I'm producing this weekend.
What?
Yeah, I'm producing a show called Roast Your Ex on Sunday for Valentine's Day. Yeah, and she's headlining. So
Oh, that's so great.
I've worked with her several times. I love her.
I do too.
How can you
Yeah.
not?
I know, right? I adore her.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me about Cheri Hardman growing up. I want to hear how you grew up differently than all the other comics out there.
I grew up in a really religious household. Like we had to go to church twice on Sundays, morning and evening, every Wednesday night. It was really not an option not to go. You had to be vomiting, actively vomiting, or you had to go. So I was the oldest of three kids. And I was really like a very shy, extremely shy child. Uh, yeah, very much so. I kind of came into my own late in life, but I was super shy, super quiet, good student. Couple times I fell in with the wrong crowd and got a little rowdy and did some stuff. High school, by then I was kind of a wild child, but yeah, as a little kid, I was just a quiet little. But I remember my favorite thing was to sit in a room full of adults and just listen to them talk. And I just absorbed everything, and I was kind of like analyzing the relationships, and that's still really like people watching kind of thing. Being a fly on the wall, I still adore that. So
I love that too.
mm-hmm.
So you grew up in this kind of a household, and then at some point you decided you had a funny bone. So when did that funny bone pop out of you?
Well, first of all, your mic went really quiet right there, so you might want to figure out what that is. My family was
You hear me
very
now
jokey.
better?
Yeah.
Okay.
My family was very funny. Everybody in our family is funny. I mean, we think we're funny anyway. And I can remember like at one of my first jobs, my family came in to eat and I was behind the counter working. I looked out and they were all just laughing the whole time. And I thought, I'm so proud and happy to be in a family where everybody laughs all the time. But I didn't start doing comedy till I was 54. So I never really realized that I was actually funny, except people would always say, oh, you're so funny. But I didn't, so I wasn't officially funny till I was 54.
What made you decide to go after comedy at 54?
I was making a bucket list and I thought, oh, I should try an open mic once. But I don't like to do things half-assed. So I like really researched it. Like, how do you go to the open mics and how do you write jokes? And then I found, do you know Jerry Corley?
Yes.
So I found the Jerry Corley method of writing on YouTube.
Me too.
And so I thought, then I saw he was having a workshop in Vegas, which was my favorite place. And so I rewarded myself with the workshop. And so then the first, that's where we got to do our first open mic was he was doing it at Treasure Island back then and at Kahunaville Lounge. And so that's where I did my first open mic was with Jerry Corley on the Strip. Yeah.
His classes are amazing. I took his e-course. I was like, I wanted to start comedy at 63. So I get it. And I didn't want to get up there and not know what I was doing.
Right.
And his course really spoke to me. So I took it.
Right. And I went to Tacoma Comedy Club and just sat in the audience for at least a month every week to watch the open mic just to see how they did it and how I have a part of that's just anxiety. Like I have anxiety. So if I know what I'm walking into, I'm okay. But the unknown kind of, So I just sat and watched and then I went and did that. And then he said, "You're really good at this. You have to do this." And so it was like, okay, well, let's give it a shot.
Who said that?
Jerry.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
that's great. So talk to me about how the very first time went. Like how nervous were you? You're shy, basically. Started later in life, learned and watched, and then you get up there. What was that experience like, Cheri?
I remember beforehand, I just had like bubbling diarrhea. Like I was so sure I was going to get up on the stage and shit myself, And then I got up there and I recorded myself. I knew that I audio recorded myself. And I remember thinking, nobody's laughing. Nobody's laughing. Oh my God, nobody's laughing. But then I went to my hotel room that night and played it. And it's like, they were too laughing. They were laughing. I'm the type of comedian that if I see the one person doing this, I think they're all doing that. And I just focus on that one person that's not laughing. That's kind of just how I think. So
yes.
So I was really nervous and I was really self-conscious, but what a rush afterwards. Once it's all over, it's like, oh, that was a rush, So no rush like it. There's no rush like it.
None whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
So the very first time went how well, would you say?
For a first time, pretty good. I mean, there's a couple of the jokes I still do.
That's what I was going to ask you next.
But they're better now, They've been fixed since then. I would say like it was a 5 out of 10. I mean, for a first time, I don't think that's that bad. It was all right.
Yes. And so after that first time you went on stage, how quickly did your career get a kickstart to going from doing mics to shows?
That was in August. And I did my first show in October. Just someone gave me a guest spot, And back then all my friends would come see me. I had like 27 people there just for me, It's not quite that way anymore, but they're tired of hearing my shit, same old shit every time. But that was really exciting. And then that was when I really started feeling like, okay, I can be good at this and I can do this.
What's your favorite experience on stage?
God, I don't know if I could pick one. I mean, probably when I won the Comedy Voice. That was like a big competition. It went on for a couple months, I think. And there was either 125 or 150 people that entered it. And then every week, they dwindled it down. And that was a pretty proud moment. That was a big deal. So
what's your secret to winning a comedy competition?
Confidence.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
You have to know that that's the best set. Because like like I was in Seattle International Comedy Competition, and that's a big deal. And my mistake in that one was worrying too much, like, is this set too dirty? Should I do this instead? Maybe I should, do a different set each time. And I watched other people do the same, because it goes from one venue to the other on different nights, and they do the same set every night. And I think they did better. I think I overthink stuff too much.
Me too.
But in The Voice, I was confident. I was like, I know I have this. And plus, for some reason, the audiences at Tacoma Comedy Club always love me. Like I've never bombed there. So that helps a lot. If you're really comfortable in your venue,
Yes.
yeah, it's confidence for sure.
Yeah. What's the secret to having confidence? I mean, you can have confidence as a person, but what's the way somebody can have more confidence as in their comedy? Is it just quit overthinking it and just get
Well,
up there and have conviction?
yeah, but no, not. This is my personal opinion, and other people will argue with me. But I think that when you first like there's so many people that go, oh, I just get on stage and talk and be funny. Like I don't write jokes. And see, I'm totally the opposite. Like I'm very scripted. My biggest, probably flaw I would say is trying to sound natural and not scripted. That's what I have to work on. That's my downfall. But
I get it.
because I write, it's all about writing for me. It was like I remember Jerry saying, you have to have a really good 5 minutes. And so that was my first goal, was to get 5 minutes. That was perfect. And I learned about laughs per minute and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people don't even know about that, like how many, count your laughs per minute and all that kind of. And so it was like, don't go longer than 30 seconds without a laugh or whatever, just all the different things. So I
Yeah.
really worked on that and just hammered that stuff out. So I knew I had, starting out with 5 minutes, that was perfect. And then it was 7 minutes, and then it was 10, and until it gets built up. But I mean, I just think rather, some people, I see them at open mics, like new people, they try something and then they try something else, and they never like hone that first thing. And I think that's my opinion.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, have you had a lot of people that I've talked to have had a certain joke that sort of works, but they love it? They're so tied to it like a baby, they won't get rid of it. Do you have a certain joke that doesn't always work, but you just never get rid of it?
Uh-huh. I have a few, and it's funny because they often morph into something that people like. Like I had this one joke that I always liked and it did well. And then for a while, people didn't like it. They would go, oh. And so even at one mic, I even stopped and said, why are you guys doing that? And I made them vote about why they were doing it. And then it was like, okay. So I just realized it was a good joke. I was right, but I wasn't saying it right.
Wow.
So
How'd you figure that out? Just by asking questions?
yeah, because he wanted me to tell you the joke, and I'll tell you the joke. Okay.
And one of your
So
fans has a special joke they want you to do tonight.
okay. Um,
The G spot joke.
oh, okay. Uh, so the joke is, this is funny. Okay, so the joke is, the other day someone tried to give me an exercise bike. I said, no, thanks. I'm married. And that's not the punchline, but I always have to stop there because people laugh. Always they laugh. That's not the punchline. I say, no, that's okay. I'm married. I already know what it's like to ride something that never wants to go anywhere. Right. And then people would started going, oh. And then I'm like, okay, are they saying that because I'm making fun of my husband, or because my husband never wants to go anywhere with me? And so they said that it was because my husband never wants to go anywhere with me. And so then I just tried emphasizing different words in the joke, and now it always gets a laugh. So it's just funny.
It's so funny. It's
Mm-hmm.
so funny because, like, people told me, um, they didn't know who I was on stage when I lived in New York and Philly. So I really didn't know who the hell I was. So
Uh-huh.
I started asking people on the street, when you look at me, what do you see? What first
Oh.
comes to your mind? What do you want me to say? What don't you want me to say? If I were to get on stage, what do you assume I'm going to say? And what don't you want me to say? What do you want? And that helped me so much.
What did they say?
I assume that, you're older and you're going to talk about racist things, or you're going to talk about how you're smarter than young people. Please don't do that. We don't want
Mm,
to be I specifically targeted young people. And how can I relate to you better? I'm older. I don't know jack diddly about young people, really.
mm-hmm.
So let me what are some things I can say? So they told me, you could talk about being woke and dope. And I came up with a joke about that, and could talk about Snapchat and Instagram, and so I threw those in there when there's young people in the audience, just to,
Right.
I, and I have a joke about going in the military. And when I got there, I went from being a plain Jane to being all of a sudden like Gina Lola Brigida. And then I stop and go, oh, wait, young people, take out Gina, throw in Kim Kardashian, same joke, you know. It's just
Right.
like,
Right.
so I tried to be cognizant of young. I knew I was bombing in front of young people. I mean, I'm from Portland. I bombed so badly in Portland, you know.
Oh,
I did. I mean, people
really?
started smoking when I went up on stage.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then I figured it out. But, like the young people in Portland, I didn't know how to relate. I didn't learn that till after I left Portland.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
I
So
have another joke that never works that I still like. I hardly ever tell it because it never works.
I want to hear it.
Okay, so I talk about my older son who's got disabilities, and those jokes always go well. But then I talk about my other son, and I say, uh, he was really difficult as a child. In fact, the only clue I ever had that he loved me was when he brought home his first girlfriend and she was fat. I think it's hilarious, but I don't know if they don't get it, or people don't like it also when I call myself fat on stage. They
Oh,
don't like
really?
that word. Yeah.
And you're calling it of yourself, and they
Uh-huh.
still
But
don't.
they don't like it. It's funny. They
That's
oh
because
buttholes always do that when I say I'm fat. It just that which is funny because that bugs me, but I'm just gonna keep saying it till they get used to it.
yeah. And I know that when I'm self-deprecating, the crowd loves me, and they can't stand it when I'm self-deprecating. So I have to do it in a different way, like, like really craft a self-deprecating thing so that they don't see it coming. Otherwise, they're like, nope, not gonna laugh.
Uh-huh.
I hate that because
I know.
I love self-deprecate. I think I'm the stupidest thing that there ever was with the computer. Why can't I say that?
Right. Yeah.
I, whatever.
Oh well. They're just trying to be nice to us. That's okay.
Yes.
There
Yes.
are ways around it.
Yeah. So talk to me about the best night you ever had in comedy, or a couple of the best experiences besides the competition scenarios.
Hmm. I don't know. They're all good in their own way. I couldn't even. It's like asking me to pick a favorite child. Like every.
That was my next question. No, just kidding.
um, the first one. No. Well, it was nice when the club finally. I don't want to say finally. When the club started hiring me to like host and stuff. Like the first time I got to host in a club was so exciting.
So exciting.
And then getting to work with people that I really respect, like um, like certain uh, headliners that came through that were really good to work with and fun and nice to me and stuff. Those are all really special.
Yes.
Hmm.
So, how long did you host at? I'm assuming at the at Seattle
At
in
Tacoma Comedy Club,
Tacoma
mostly.
Comedy
Yeah.
Club. Yeah. How
Uh,
long?
I started, I don't know, was hosting there for I was probably 2 years in. I've been in comedy 5.5 years. And then just right before the pandemic, I did my first feature there. So, for 2, 3 years, I hosted and then just started to get to the next level. And then,
COVID.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what are some of your life goals inside of comedy?
Inside of comedy,
Yeah.
well, like my biggest major goal, like that I would really like, you know, set my sights as high as I can. I'd like to have my own room in Vegas. That's my ultimate goal. But, I understand that I'm getting older and the pandemic has slowed stuff down. So I really just I don't know if I think I want to be a road comic, but then I don't know if I do. Because I don't want to like drive at night in places I don't know. Yeah. No, I'd like to. Yeah, I love to go places and do comedy wherever. Yeah, I do like, even if it's just not that far away. I love
Absolutely.
that. So,
I'd like to take an entire year, rent a car, and just go everywhere, all over the US,
uh
city
huh.
to city.
Yeah, or even I would even just like to take like a summer road trip and just drive across and stop in places and do comedy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's when you feel like you've really worked your material when you do that.
When you can try it in different places and see if you can play everywhere. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what is something that like what's your favorite style of comedy to deliver and your favorite style of comedy to watch? I don't really enjoy watching people whose comedy is like mine. I like something very different.
Hmm.
I like sarcastic rants to watch, but I'm not a sarcastic ranter unless I'm really pissed. So I can't turn it on.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't know. I like to be dirty. I like to be bawdy. I like to be naughty. I don't like when someone like hires me and then goes, "Oh, we need you to work clean." I hate that because I just don't want to. That's not my personality. It never has been my personality as an adult. So I don't want to not be me. And
Exactly.
so sometimes people say, well, then, you should be able to work everywhere. And I understand that, but I want to be true to myself. And I've always had people look at me disgustedly, like, TMI, Cheri, like that's me. That's okay. I'm fine with that. As for what
Absolutely.
I like to watch,
Mhm.
hmm, I kind of do like to watch people who are like me, but I also okay, like chicks don't like it when I say this usually, but I like Bill Burr.
I do too.
I love him because I love how he can rant and rave and sound like a complete dick, but always he brings it back around where he's really making fun of himself. I like that. I and I like lots of different things. I loved Nanette, and so many people were just like, "Oh, that's not even comedy," but it was brilliant and it was well written and it was touching and it was something I feel like I could never do something like that. So I can appreciate lots of different stuff.
Yeah, I figured you liked a lot of different things. You know,
Mhm.
but um like when you're watching comedy, what I really like, see if you can identify with this. When you go and watch somebody and you can figure out what they're doing, you can break it down like a Jerry Corley thing. It's like, does that excite you or does that turn you off? I personally want to watch somebody that mystifies me, that takes me and transports me to another world and I have no idea what they're doing. Are you like that?
Yeah, yeah. Well, because you can admire that. Because, like, okay, like Jeselnik, his last special that he did was It was just the same thing. Like you can't, if he's always going to do that thing that he does, which he's brilliant at, you can never be, the element of surprise is a big laugh trigger. And well, if you're expecting it, then yeah.
Yes.
So I think recently I watched like Berbiglia, and I was never really a fan of his. I didn't know anything about him. And then I watched something of his and was really like impressed, like, oh, this is nothing like me. This is nothing formulaic at all. It's different. And I really appreciated that. So there's admiration and everything. And then there's like, like I love like old, like my favorite comedian ever is Joan Rivers, you know.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Adored her.
Yeah. So there's so many different things.
So who are some comedians that are well known that you got to meet at the Tacoma Comedy Club?
Um, well, my favorite Ian Bagg. I had him on Heavy Petting, and I love Ian. He's so funny and so funny just like that, just so quick-witted. Who else did I get to work with? I worked with Linnell and Jamie Kennedy. You're having him on, aren't you? Or
Right
did
after
you?
you. I have
I
to.
love Jamie. Tell him I said hi. He
I
was
will do that.
he was the first comedian I worked with
What?
that that told me like, I love your, oh, it was like my vagina's like a jack-o'-lantern. He's like, I love your jack-o'-lantern joke. Like he was the first headliner that mentioned one of my jokes back to me. And I'll tell you something else he did because it was hilarious, kind of. Is he came out and he said, like it was in between, and he came over and said, now I want you when you get back up there to make up a drink special, but make it be a joke. Okay. And it was like I had like 30 seconds to make up a joke. Like, just go do some fake drink special. So I got up there and I said, there's a drink special. And I said something about like drinking it out of Jamie's belly button. I don't know. It's just some dumb joke. And then he went up and he said, I'm ruining this.
It's still fun.
Anyway, he went up and he said something funny that made me look like I was dumb. And I was like, no, but he was fun to work with. And I worked with Steve-O and Stormy Daniels, who's not
Wow.
really. Yeah, I got to do the Stormy Daniels tour. So there's some interesting people.
Yes, you've gotten a lot. Oh my gosh. You have to be sure to tell Debbie Wooten Williams I love her to pieces.
I will.
Yes. Well, I want you to tell people where to follow you, and I want
Okay.
to add it to this post. So hold on, and I'll write it down as well.
Okay.
People to support you, Cheri. Okay, I'm ready.
Well, there's my website, CheriHardman.com. That makes it easy.
Okay.
And then on Instagram and Twitter, I am at Cheri. So it's CheriMMHMM. And then I'm Cheri Hardman on Facebook. Cheri Hardman. If you want to go, facebook.com/Cheri Hardman. And then, of course, you can find me on YouTube, Heavy Petting with Cheri Hardman.
YouTube is Heavy Petting.
Mm-hmm. You have to put Heavy Petting with Cheri Hardman, though.
With Cheri Hardman. Got it. And how often does Heavy Petting come out?
It comes out every Tuesday. Every now and then we do it live first on Facebook. I started doing that, and then we do an episode. Every now and then we do a special one, though, like we did a Truth or Dare, and we did a naked version, and we've done some different fun stuff with it too. So.
And so my last question to you before I need to get off here and get Jamie Kennedy on is, how do you make, and this is meant respectfully, I'm not trying to be funny right now.
Okay.
How do you make having a son who has a different ability, how do you make that material funny? Because I have a brain injury, and Lord Almighty, have I tried to make it funny. So I'm sure other people wonder.
Right. Someone told me, like, I was trying to figure out how to do that, you know, to be respect. And this is the two things I learned. Number one, got to let everybody know straight up how much I love that kid and how much he means to me. And two, make myself be the asshole or the stupid one in the joke, not him.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lesson that where you could sit and think about that for a long time. That's got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of substance to it.
Yeah. So,
Awesome. Well, I'm going to
right.
post it when I get done with the next interview. I'm going to post your interview with all your links on it and my thoughts of having interviewed you and your intro and pictures again. And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. It was
Now,
fun.
now that you're a graduate like Sinbad, you're on the same level as Sinbad. You get to come back every month and plug something. Anytime you want to come on for 5 or 10
All right.
and plug something, come back on.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It was
Thank you,
fun.
Cheri Hardman.
All right. Bye.
Bye.